of a number W and 5. What does quotient mean? Divide. And we have a square of a number W. So how would I write that? Squared, W squared, divided by 5. Could you write the divided by sign? Yeah, I don't care, but it's better to use fractions. It's pretty much how you're going to see it most of the time now on anyway. So, the length of a building is 20 feet more than its width. What does this mean? It's 20 feet what? Oh, thanks. 20 feet more than its width. That means I got to do what to its width? Add 20, right? Yeah. Write an expression for the length of the building. Okay, I'm going to write a cursive out to represent length equals W plus 20. And I did not write an expression. I wrote an equation there. Don't help. Okay? If you just wanted to write an expression, you wouldn't put that.
Did you get it wrong, or did you just say?
I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't be picky about that as long as you got this right. Okay? A 16-ounce box of cereal costs $2.99. Find the unit rate to the nearest cent. What is a unit rate?
How much it is per ounce.
Or per, yeah, how much it is per ounce. You're right. How much it is per unit. And the unit is an ounce. So we want to find out how much it is per ounce. So how would I do that?
Times C.
Not times. If you've got, yeah, divided by 16 ounces. So it's the cost divided by the units, how many there are. And that'll tell you how much it is for each unit, or each ounce. It's the total.
Cost divided by the ounce.
Total divided by the ounce, the units. Yeah, whatever the units happen to be. And that would equal 19 cents per ounce. All right? Okay, you have a membership in a local ski club. The membership costs you $40 per month, no matter what, which includes 10 lift passes. You must pay a fee for each lift pass after the 10th one. Okay? 2 months ago, you paid $13.50 for 3 extra lift passes. Find your total cost for the last month if you bought 7 extra lift passes. Sounds like a lot of work, doesn't it? Okay. It kind of is a lot of work. But that's okay. So I have 40 no matter what, correct? It's going to cost me 40 bucks. All right. I also paid $13.50 for 3 extra lift passes. This is the other information they gave me here. No, not yet. Just hang in with me. Can I figure out how much 1 extra lift pass costs from that stuff? Yeah. How would I do that? Divide. So I know that 1 extra lift pass must be $13.50 divided by 3, correct? But how many extra lift passes did I buy? I bought 7. So I would take that and multiply it by 7. And add it to the $40. Now, if you set this up, you might set it up differently. This is kind of how I did it. Okay? So it's the $40 plus the 7 extra lift passes. And when I do that math, I get $71.50. Did you get a different number? We're working with. Symbol is equal, greater than, less than, greater than or equal, or less than or equal. Do you remember these? Did you talk about them last year at all? A little bit, maybe? Maybe not. Oh, sorry, you can't see that. Okay. So, associated words with equal. I mean, in a story problem, you might see that, I don't know, x plus 2 is the same as x plus 5. I don't know. Same as means equal, right? So that might be a word that you would use when they're talking about equal. Same as. What's another word when they're talking about equal? Anybody have any ideas? Yes. The sum. But sum means to add. So I would be careful using that when I'm trying to refer to equal. What else do you think? Like, look down here. What word in this sentence represents equal? Is, doesn't it? is represents equal. Or equivalent might be another one you would use. I know what you're saying, Jocelyn, about sum, because sum is the answer to an addition. But when we're talking about the word equal, I want to make sure we know what we're actually referring to. All right, greater than. What's another way you might see greater than?
Is that most?
Pardon me?
And
Oh, I see what you're saying. That's an operation involved with greater than. But if you were reading a story problem, what is another way it might be written? Yes.
Is that most?
Oh, at most would be less than, so you're on the right track. Okay, so let's say more than might be another way it's written. No less than would have to be greater than that amount, right? Those are a couple of ways you might see greater than written. We're still going to use your at most in a minute, okay? Less than, you might see things like no more than,
What's the next one?
or not yet, or up to. Now, we've heard the words at least and at most. Okay, at least means it could also equal the number, correct? So, at least would be greater than or equal. That's the smallest it could be is a number, at least. And this would be at most here. So these are some words you might see related to those inequalities. All right, so we have to write an equation or an inequality. This would be an equation. All of these would be inequalities because they're not exactly equal. All right, the sum of twice a number r and 3 is 11. Oh boy, so we got some things going on here. The sum, which means what? Add of twice a number r and 3. It means I got to multiply it by 2, correct? I got to double that r and 3 is 11. So this is the equals. This is going to be add twice a number r and 3. What am I adding together? R and 3. I'm adding r and 3 together. Okay, so it's going to look like this. 2 times r plus 3 is 11. I always suggest when you write it down, go back and read it again to make sure what you wrote is correct. The sum of twice a number r and 3 is 11. Okay. All right, the quotient, what's that mean? Divide, of a number n and 2 is at most 16. Can it be bigger than 16? Can it be 16? Yes. Okay. So the quotient of a number n and 2 is at most 16. That means it can't be bigger than 16. It's got to be less than or equal to 16.
Or can we just do 2 1
It's very different.
and
And divide. Oh, you wrote the division sign?
Yeah.
And I want you to get used to doing this, okay? I know. A number q is at least 5 and less than 17. Okay, so it's got 2 requirements here. I'm going to put q in the middle. At least 5. That means it's got to be what? Greater than or equal to 5, correct? This is saying that q is greater than or equal to 5, but it's less than 17. Have you seen these kinds of things before? Okay, could this could also be written like this. Greater than or equal to 5 or less than 17. This and this mean the same thing. If you want to split it up, I don't care. It's fine. All right. Check whether 5 is a solution of the equation or the inequality. All right, I got to plug 5 in wherever there's a variable. So 24 minus 3 times 5 equals 9. The left side here, if I do the math, does equal 9. So yes, it is a solution. 3 times 5 plus 4 equals 18. This is 19. That does not equal 18, so no, it's not a solution. Two times 5 minus 7 is less than or equal to 3. See if that's true. 10 minus 7, is that less than or equal to 3? It's not less than, but it's what? Equal, so it's true. It is a solution. Four plus 3 times 5 is greater than 19. Is 19 greater than 19? No, so it's not a solution. Okay, mental math. That means let's just think about it. Let's not solve the equation. Let's say, what can I add to 8 to get 13?
5.
Some of you can just know that. If you don't know it, you would do 13 minus 8, right? That would give you 5. 5 plus 8 is 13, so y equals 5. What do I take 6 away from to get 3? 9, right? 9 minus 6 is 3. Some people it comes real quick too. You know, sometimes you just have to think about it though. All right, for this one we have 8c equals 32. What do I multiply 8 by to get 32? 4. And if you don't know, you could always do 32 divided by 8 to find out. And then here, this means division, right?
Yeah.
So what do I divide? What number do I divide by 7 to get 4? 28. If it's division, I just do the opposite and I can find out what that is. H is 28. All right, almost done. Tyler would like to make no less than. Oh, if I see this, that tells me it's an inequality. It is not an equal sign. It's an inequality, no less than. $610 selling coffee mugs online. If he sells 28 mugs for $22 each, will he achieve his goal? All right, so this is telling me how much he makes. So I'm going to write down 28 times 22. He wants to make 610. Do not put that anything in between there until after you have these both down and you say to yourself, does this need to be bigger than this? Or does this side need to be less than this side? What does he want to do? He wants to make more, doesn't he? Than 610. So he wants this side to be greater than or equal to 610. If you write the both sides down and then figure out what goes in the middle, it's a little easier. Okay? All right, so you worked with equations and verbal phrases today and inequalities. And so that's kind of what you're going to practice. You got 15 minutes. You can get a lot done in 15 minutes. There's not too many problems there.